This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Nowadays, the development of modern technologies causes the fact that children from a very young age use a variety of electronic devices significantly. There is no doubt that it is impossible to imagine a life without digital gadgets and their help in different everyday situations. For example, people can find any necessary information and keep in touch with friends, colleagues, and family wherever a person is. However, too much screen time also has an adverse effect on human life, especially on children. According to statistics, adolescents spend about 3 hours a day using smartphones and other gadgets, while the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends watching on an electronic screen no more than 1 hour a day. Unfortunately, many parents do not pay enough attention to this rule and allow their children to spend hours in front of the screen, which leads to various problems. It should be considered that too much screen time causes emotional and social disorders. As a result, there are problems with attention, education, and sleeping. A lot of research in this area suggests that scientists consider this situation very serious. For example, Blum-Ross and Livingstone named the following general risks connected with long and improper screen time use: conduct, content, contact, and commercial. Firstly, using digital and online media does not give any guarantees in keeping secret personal information. School-age children may not understand that all confident materials, messages, and photos may be out of safe hands. Secondly, the internet, and sometimes TV, is full of pornographic, racist, and violent content. Absolutely anyone can access such websites, and, in some cases, they may seduce and then destroy the child's psyche. Finally, children may be affected by stranger danger and then become a subject of stalking or harassment. On the other hand, there are several positive outcomes as well. Proper use of modern technologies and the internet give unlimited possibilities in human development. It is quite apparent that children from a very young age need to be accustomed to human achievements because the future is behind IT technologies. For example, access to scientific and fiction literature, information on academic accomplishments, and educational videos provide learning, creating, and personal expression. Another positive point is an opportunity of connecting with people, for example, family, friends, and teachers. However, the negative impact is still very high, and the possible advantages do not overlap the disadvantages. The reason is that a small minority properly uses opportunities for electronic devices. Unfortunately, most parents cannot set a positive example for their kids. The saddest thing is that smartphones harm the relationship between parents and children. This is more adults' fault, who also feel uncomfortable without sending posts, liking photos, or replying to every news, even during a conversation with the kid. In this case, the child possibly gets the message that he or she is less important than the phone. In conclusion, despite the possible advantages of digital technologies, too much screen time may harm children's development. For example, behavior and educational problems, potential violence, and a sense of uselessness may occur. This is why parents should give an example of how to use smartphones and control the time of using gadgets. Clever use of modern technologies is the key to a happy future for our generations. If you want to find more works like this essay on too much screen time for children, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects.